And we're back.
To another episode. So many. What are we going to talk about today? I mean, we had a few ideas. I know what I wanted to do, and what we plan to do is our popular reading mead comments for my TikTok, because I have not read any of the comments since the last time. And I know I have like 500 or 800 more comments to read, and I just posted something today, and I'm sure there's gonna be more.
Do you like reading mean comments?
I don't mind. It's kind of like when you read them live, like when he read them the first time, I did not know what he was going to read. So it helped me hone some of my reading skills and how witful I can be.
Yes. I really like everything that you kind of like responded to on those hate comments. And I thought it was pretty fun to read them. And I mean, obviously, this was your very first thought whenever you were reading the comments. You didn't read them beforehand, and they were just very genuine responses to what people were saying about you.
Yeah, and I don't really care what people think about me, but I know a lot of you guys do, so we will bring that back probably the next episode. But this episode, we want to talk about reality TV.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm obsessed with reality TV. I love it. I think it's a good form of entertainment. I think a lot of people find good humor out of things that people say online. And I mean, obviously, like a lot of these people doing these reality TV shows are doing it for the clout.
MTV had a show on a while ago. It was like one of the first reality TV shows. And then all of a sudden, they became the singing shows. And then all the celebrities have their own show. And now we have all these reality TV show series on Netflix. One of them that I like when I first met Manny, one of the shows that he wanted me to watch was Selling Sunset,
Yes.
which is like a real estate show.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, like the reason why I wanted you to watch that was just to form some sort of like dialogue with you. It's like, oh, have you seen the show before? No, oh, like watch it. But I think that you kind of, knowing you little by little, it's like I think you like the drama, so it's like that was a good show for me to recommend.
I mean, we watched a little bit of it and then we did other stuff, but then we came back to it recently, the show, and now that I got to watch it, I actually started watching in the middle where there's a lot of drama, and he was able to fill me in. I kind of wanted to watch more of the beginning, and now I can see where he gets his personality from.
No, I don't think that I'm dramatic like that. I do like watching drama. I don't like partaking in drama. And I feel like that's a misconception people have of me, is that I'm dramatic. I'm not. I'm very nonchalant about my personality.
I mean, you definitely don't like drama. He doesn't like drama, doesn't like conflict.
No.
But he likes to argue and be dramatic. Just like the people on Selling Sunset.
I would just say I'd like to have my own opinion, and I have my opinion about certain things, and I like to express my opinion, and that's pretty much it. Not necessarily trying to start an argument, but yeah.
So that was the first show, but then we've been watching this other show recently. Actually, I started watching it. I saw the first season of this a long time ago. I think it was called something different. I think it was called like Love at First Sight, honestly. It had the same host, Nick Lachey and his wife. But the show that we've been watching is Love is Blind.
Yeah, and I've watched every single season, I believe, up to this point. This is season 8 that we're watching now. And obviously, like, the show has changed since it first aired season 1. People are now on this, reality show for the clout. And I mean, I don't disagree with what they're doing. Obviously, people are trying to start up their businesses and this and that. But it's just so, like, transparent that people are doing it for the clout that it almost, like, makes me cringe.
I mean, but it is TV, and these people know that they're not gonna. They film for hours and hours and hours, probably days and weeks, and the show is like 1 hour, maybe 2 hours long. So there's only so much they can fit in that time frame. So these people know that they need to be dramatic in order to get airtime. Because
do something extra.
Because I'm sorry, I'm not gonna watch a boring TV show.
But you know what? There was some conversations within these couples that were very questionable. Of like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, I'm sitting here listening to what?
They all say questionable things. You kind of wonder, well, you're definitely on the show for something besides love.
Yeah, which I mean, wouldn't you kind of want to gain some sort of, not like status, but gain something out of it?
I mean, I was actually approached. I believe it was the show. I believe it was Love Is Blind. It was, I think, last year to apply because they wanted to do like a same sex one or have a few same sex people on there, or it could have been a mix too because I think they were looking for bisexual people. I can't remember. But I originally didn't want to do it. So I spoke to one of the producers and they were pretty much telling me that I could always use this to help myself, like help myself in my publicity and things like that. So I didn't do it. And I did. I can't remember what happened, but I didn't end up applying for it and I didn't end up doing it I think it's because I had to go to New York for 13 weeks. And then film there. So I couldn't leave here.
Oh, so it was in New York then?
They film it in New York. Oh, this one, I think remember how you said like the confessionals or they're in a booth or something?
Mm-hmm.
I think that part was filmed somewhere else. It was not on the island where they are now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think you should have done it. You should have taken that leap of faith and been like, you know what? I'm here. Let me do something dramatic because, I mean, look at you.
I don't think I'm dramatic. Are you trying to say I'm dramatic?
I mean, your hair is dramatic. Let's start there.
I know. It looks amazing.
No, I'm not saying it looks ugly, but I'm just saying it's not that many people are bold.
Well, this is actually for our video that's coming out soon. We're doing a photo shoot for our album cover. I put a little preview on my Instagram and on TikTok for the Trolls to Troll. So there will be more of it. But I mean, I like being dramatic. I think I'm very quiet though. And
You're quiet dramatic. I don't know if that's a thing, but go on.
I mean, I just think I'm shy too.
Yeah, super shy.
Yeah, very shy. So what other reality TV shows do you watch? Because you do watch a lot of them.
I mean, the other one that I was obsessed with, which I wish they had more seasons, was Bling Empire, and then they did I think Bling New York, and I'm obsessed with anything reality. I'm obsessed with anything that there's drama. I'm obsessed with the whole did you hear what she said about you? Oh, XYZ.
Because that's how your life is. You guys are all very dramatic. You and your friends.
I think
you guys are all dramatic people.
I feel like maybe I just like it so much because it's so relatable, and it's
But it's not relatable.
But it is relatable because I feel like a lot of those situations, not exactly word for word or exactly scenario for scenario happened, but something very similar happened where it's like, oh, I remember I heard so and so say this. I mean, I've told you a lot about my family drama, and nothing is scenario to scenario from these TV shows, but it's a lot of the whole, oh, who ate my
Oh yeah, I know.
And it's so stupid, so petty, and it's so relatable because it's I've been through those stuff.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, I know you go to many parties at high-end hotels, and you run around and be like, oh, look what she's wearing. Oh, I can't believe she's wearing that. Oh, just like Bling Empire. Yeah, it's very relatable. But speaking of Bling Empire, guess where I found out about this jacket that's behind me? From Bling Empire. They had an episode where we had it, and I had to have it, so I went and found it.
So you saw the episode, and then you went and got it?
Yes, the jacket.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Are you proud?
I am, because I'm one of the very few people that own it.
So, are you a huge Bling Empire fan?
I was until I think the last season. You could tell this was staged. Everything they did was just so weird. It made no sense.
What's that one DJ girl? What's her name?
I know who you're talking about.
I just feel like her connection with one of the main characters was just
the model, the Asian model.
The Asian model. I just don't think that was at all believable at any point. Because you know how like they were like dating for a little bit, and she was like, "Oh, I like him, but I don't know." I didn't believe her at all. So it's like I just feel like people need to find better actors.
Like, I think at the beginning of the first season, it was real. You could tell it was real. It felt real. But then as the season became popular, as they started getting clout,
And that's when it starts to like adrift, and it's like you
Well,
don't believe things anymore.
because it's kind of like, if you ever been on a TV show before, there's always them telling you to do this, do that. People trying to stir up drama. Like, why don't you guys talk about this? It just became, to me, at the end, it just became way too staged. Like, the parties were just weird, and then they would bring up stuff that didn't have to be brought up, but they brought it up, but it was just so fake. It didn't seem real. Hence is probably why they didn't have a season 4 or whatever it ended.
But I feel like that's kind of like what people like to watch. It's like, oh, talk about this. Like they're doing the right things.
And it's always drama that happened years ago, and there's always a backstory, and then all of a sudden, like, all these people are still doing well. Like, we were watching a TikTok with that one girl, the one that her parents support her. She was showing all these things. I didn't even recognize her without all of her makeup. She looked like a little thing. I don't know. She looks like a plain old Jane with all these weird.
Jamie, that's her name.
Yes, Jamie. She looked very
Jamie Lee or something like that.
Yes. I mean, I love her style. Her and I have very similar style. I love Balenciaga because I like their stuff is outrageous, crazy, big. You should see my shoes. Most of them are Balenciaga because they're crazy. I like crazy stuff. Even their jackets are crazy. That's why I like their things. And actually, when Manny and I first met, he had this producer guy that was hitting him up on Snapchat, asking him all these questions. This is when we just started dating. This is like during the first month of our relationship. But of course, I told him that I think this guy just was trying to get with you. But he wanted to do a reality show on us. He sent him some pictures of a camera, and I said, I'm like, listen, I've been doing this for a while. The camera, I told you, the camera does look professional. It looks like the same camera that they used to film on my last video. And so I wanted to talk to this guy. For some reason, he didn't want to talk. Then finally, I left him a voice message on his Snapchat saying, hey, if you want to talk, here's my number. We'll talk. Because he didn't want to talk to me. But as we were driving to your mom's house, he called. Remember, we spoke.
Yeah.
And then he was it just seemed like he was trying to
stir some drama.
Stir some drama, because the first thing out of his mouth was, oh, I've talked to you on Grindr before, or I've seen you on Grindr. And my response was, yeah, and I'm on Grindr. Like, I'm on Grindr. By that time, I think I've shared all my secrets with Manny. It was this conversation, and he was saying stuff to Manny like, oh, how'd we meet again? Do we meet on Grindr? And Manny's like, no, we just randomly met. So, and then at the end, he was like, oh, let's discuss this later, and then whatever. And then he deleted you off Snapchat, right? And we never heard from him again. So beware of strange people that look like they're 21 years old. He had 0 Instagram following. He's supposed to be a producer. He's supposed to have done all these things. But he had 0 Instagram following. He had nothing posted. He had no page, nothing to show. And that's what sent red flags.
Exactly.
But I think we would be a good reality show.
No, I mean, I was serious about that. I feel like there's a lot of dramatic moments in our relationship that should be caught on film.
But you know
for
what?
Everyone's enjoyment.
But then again, remember we said we're doing this podcast. It's doing well. We don't need a reality show.
No, we don't.
Yeah, this is a reality show.
Well, we should go back to having our bitchin' therapy sessions.
Oh yeah, we should, because those are fun. Those are actually therapeutic. On that note, tell me, guys, what is your favorite reality show? Manny named his. I don't really have any. But how about you guys? Is it our podcast?
You think our podcast is a reality TV?
I mean, it kind of is reality. I mean, we're talking about stuff in the reality.
But not really, because we're talking about like just general concepts. We're not talking about our lives. We're not walking them through like what we do.
I mean, we've talked about our lives.
We have, but it's like we don't. There, it's not a video of our lives. It's kind of just us like speaking on behalf of it.
But you can actually watch our podcast from the first one till now, and you'll get a general feeling of who we are.
Yeah.
Like you'll know who I am, and you can definitely tell who he is. But you know, his family thinks he's really shy. By watching this, you wouldn't think so, because I don't think he's shy at all. But anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay street smart.